Nowadays, a lot of youngsters in their late teens and 20s are slipping into depression. Stress, anxiety, sleepless nights, it's everywhere. Studies say nearly 70 to 80% of people are carrying some form of mental burden. That's the shadow of our generation, and I've been through it too. I've faced days where the mind felt heavy, where thoughts spun out of control, where sleep wasn't rest but another battlefield. We all carry scars, some visible, some hidden. Someone once told me their mind felt exposed, like anyone could access it, rewrite their thoughts, even while they slept. That's extreme, but it's also symbolic, because when you're stressed or depressed, it feels like the world has root access to your mind. Everyone's opinions, everyone's judgments, everyone's energy, all trying to program you. According to psychology research, this state is often linked to what experts call cognitive intrusion. It's when external voices override your inner dialogue, and you begin to doubt your own thoughts. Studies show that prolonged intrusion can lead to stress spirals and depressive loops, because the brain struggles to filter what belongs to you and what belongs to others. It's like living in a crowded room where every voice demands attention, and you lose track of which one is truly yours. So how do you fight back? You build firewalls. And the first firewall is meditation. Meditation isn't escape, it's encryption. It's how you lock your system from intrusions. Psychologists explain that meditation shifts your brain waves from beta, the busy, stressed state, into alpha and theta, where creativity and calm live. That's why it feels like clarity. That's why it feels like peace. Here's how it works. Sit down, close your eyes, and breathe slowly. Every inhale resets the system. Every exhale deletes corrupted files. 10 minutes, morning and night. At first, the voices will intrude. The shadows will try to spin your thoughts. But every time you return to the breath, you're building a firewall. You're telling the world, this mind is mine. And psychology supports this. Researchers call it cognitive re-anchoring. It's the act of pulling your attention back to a single point, the breath, the present moment. And by doing so, you strengthen your executive control. That's the part of the brain that decides what gets in and what stays out. Every time you re-anchor, you're training your prefrontal cortex to filter noise, to separate your authentic voice from intrusive ones. It's not just spiritual discipline, it's neurological training. That's why meditation feels like ownership. That's why it feels like sovereignty. Think of it like Wi-Fi. If you leave it open, anyone can connect. But if you encrypt it, if you set the password, only those you allow can enter. Meditation is that password. Meditation is that encryption. And here's the mystery. The more you practice, the stronger the firewall becomes. Your body relaxes, your nervous system calms, your mind rewrites its own code. That's sovereignty, that's discipline. That's the first step out of the shadow. So yes, depression is real. Stress is everywhere. But awareness is the first firewall. And meditation is how you strengthen it. Most people don't realize that emotions can be programmed just like software. Stress, fear, even hope. They can all be manipulated if your mind is left unguarded. And the most vulnerable time for programming isn't when you're awake. It's when you're asleep. I've lived through nights where sleep wasn't rest, but another battlefield. Dreams felt hijacked. Thoughts weren't mine. And when I woke up, it felt like someone else had written the code overnight. Psychology explains this too. Researchers call it sleep intrusion. It's when your subconscious absorbs external noise, conversations, screens, even stress hormones, and processes them as if they were your own thoughts. That's why people wake up anxious, even if nothing happened the day before. The brain was programmed while they slept. So how do you fight back? You build the second firewall, sleep discipline. Sleep discipline isn't just about going to bed early. It's about protecting the subconscious. Psychologists say the brain cycles through REM and deep sleep stages, and these are the windows where memory and emotion are consolidated. If those windows are left open, through irregular sleep, late-night scrolling, or chaotic environments, your subconscious becomes vulnerable. But if you guard them, you control the programming. Here's how it works. Set a routine. Same time every night. No screens an hour before bed. Dim the lights, quiet the room. Let the body know it's safe. Because when the body feels safe, the mind closes its doors. At first it feels difficult. The world tempts you with distractions. But every night you protect your sleep. You're building a firewall. You're telling the world, this subconscious is mine. And psychology supports this. Studies show that consistent sleep strengthens the hippocampus, the brain's memory center, and reduces cortisol, the stress hormone. That means fewer intrusive thoughts, fewer hijacked dreams, and more clarity when you wake. It's not just rest, it's mental sovereignty. Think of it like updating your operating system. If you skip updates, bugs pile up, hackers exploit vulnerabilities. But if you update daily, the system runs smooth, secure, and strong. Sleep discipline is that update. It's how you patch the subconscious against intrusion. And here's the mystery. The more disciplined your sleep, the stronger your mornings become. You wake with clarity. You wake with energy. You wake with control. That's sovereignty. That's discipline. That's the second step out of the shadow. So yes, stress is real. Dream intrusion is real. But sleep discipline is the firewall that protects your subconscious. Stress doesn't just live in the mind. It lives in the body too. Tight shoulders, heavy chest, restless legs. These are the shadows of stress made physical. And when the body collapses, the mind follows. I've felt it myself. Days where fatigue made every thought heavier. Where weakness in the body turned into weakness in the spirit. It's proof that the body and mind are not separate. They are one system. Psychology and biology confirm this. Researchers explain that stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline don't just affect your mood. They flood your muscles, your heart, your immune system. That's why prolonged stress leads to burnout, illness, even depression. The body becomes the battlefield, and the mind pays the price. So how do you fight back? You build the third firewall, exercise. Exercise isn't just about looking fit. It's about sovereignty. When you move, when you sweat, you release endorphins, the body's natural antidote to stress. You lower cortisol. You strengthen the hardware so the software can run without crashing. Here's how it works. Choose discipline over comfort. Run, lift, stretch, train. Even 20 minutes a day rewires the system. Your heart pumps stronger. Your lungs expand. Your muscles carry the weight. And with every repetition, you're telling the world, this body is mine, and psychology supports this. Studies show that consistent exercise improves neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and grow. It sharpens memory, boosts focus, and stabilizes mood. That means every push-up, every sprint, every drop of sweat is not just physical, it's mental training. It's proof that sovereignty begins in the body. Think of it like upgrading your hardware. A weak processor overheats, crashes, and slows down. But a strong processor runs smooth, fast, and secure. Exercise is that upgrade. It's how you protect the system from overload. And here's the mystery. The more disciplined your body, the freer your mind becomes. You think clearer, you feel lighter, you act stronger. That's sovereignty, that's discipline. That's the third step out of the shadow. So yes, stress is real, fatigue is real. But exercise is the firewall that strengthens the hardware and protects the mind. The final firewall is clarity. Because stress doesn't just cloud your body or hijack your sleep, it corrupts your thoughts. It makes you question what's real, what's yours, and what's been programmed by others. I've lived through days where thoughts piled up like corrupted files. Every fear, every doubt, every manipulation stacked until the system slowed down. And I realized, the mind needs maintenance, just like any operating system. Psychology explains this too. Researchers call it cognitive unloading. It's the act of transferring thoughts from the mind onto paper, so the brain no longer carries the full weight. Studies show that journaling reduces anxiety, improves focus, and even strengthens emotional regulation. It's like clearing cache memory. Suddenly, the system runs smoother. So how do you fight back? You build the fourth firewall, journaling. Journaling isn't just writing, it's deletion. It's externalization. When you put your fears, lies, and manipulations on paper, you take them out of your head. You separate yourself from them. And when you burn that paper or close that notebook, you're telling the world, these files are no longer mine. Here's how it works. Every night, write down the intrusive thoughts. Every morning, write down the truths you want to live by. Keep it simple. Keep it consistent. Because every word you write is a line of code, and you are the programmer, and psychology supports this. Narrative therapy shows that when people write their own stories, they reclaim authorship of their lives. They stop being characters in someone else's script and become the writers of their own destiny. That's why journaling feels powerful. It's not just reflection, it's sovereignty. Think of it like software maintenance. If you never clear corrupted files, the system slows, crashes, and becomes vulnerable. But if you delete, update, and rewrite, the system stays strong. Journaling is that maintenance. It's how you keep the mind clean, sharp, and sovereign. And here's the mystery. The more you write, the more you realize what belongs to you and what doesn't. You see patterns, you see truths, you see freedom. That's sovereignty, that's discipline. That's the fourth step out of the shadow. So yes, stress is real, intrusive thoughts are real, but journaling is the firewall that clears the mind and restores clarity. Stay in the light, expose the shadow, follow light versus shadow for daily truth.